Playboy. What is going on? So I guess for me, first and foremost, that Breonna Taylor killers were finally charged with crimes, which, if you guys want to bear with me for 1 second, I'm gonna point the camera down real quick. Come on, Charlie, little bear. Come on, Charlie, little bear. So, whoops. That Breonna Taylor killers were finally. There we go. Orientation is locked. Okay. My coffee here. Sorry, guys. Whoop. We don't stop. So just a couple more painful steps here. Go. Come on, little bear. Okay. There we go. That would come in the house because I can't really see out there. So, with that being said, I'm going to continue this talk in here, but today's a really exciting day for a lot of reasons because I'm not sure if you guys actually understand the implications of how this affects the journey that you and I are on now, the reason why you're watching me right this moment. The entire reason, well, not the entire reason, but a large portion of the reason why I'm standing here right now in front of you is because of Breonna Taylor. I was no-knock raided in 2002. The cops kicked down my door with a full SWAT team. I wasn't ready for it. I didn't create any victim that would allow for the police to so violently attack me and raid my home with 10 people with AR-15s and grenade launchers and a battering ram that was the size of me, a giant battering ram that was huge, and they burst through my door because some pencil neck piece of shit judge signed off on a warrant that allowed them to completely and utterly decimate my life for 3 to 5 years, 3 years minimum, where I could not function as a human being. After your house is raided, you are never quite the same ever again. Once the door comes off the hinges and you're sitting there, and then the cops come in and they point laser beams in your eyes, and you have never created a victim. There's been nobody who is a weeping willow from you. Nobody's crying that you hurt them. No one's saying that this person did me wrong. And I didn't actually anticipate this level of emotion affecting me at this moment. But when I the whole thing with Breonna, I believe that she was killed April 13th of 2020. Someone can check that if you would. My emotions are raging, just walking through the no-knock raid that I experienced. And then after that, after they no-knock raided me, they then put me in the torture cuffs. And, at the time I was doing extraordinarily well. I had booked a bunch of things on TV that had paid me a bunch of money. And so I was able to write my girlfriend a check for the entire balance of my account, my entire life savings. I had to immediately write her a check because I knew that to hire an attorney would cost me, it cost me $85,000 to hire Robert Shapiro. And that $85,000 went out in chunks. The first chunk being $50,000 that I wrote to my girlfriend at that time. And It's just hard to talk about. I'm sorry. Who's having coffee today? Who had coffee today? So I just need a second to kind of compose my thoughts here so I don't sound like a rambling moron. So on that date in April in 2020, when they no-knocked raid Breonna Taylor, I had no idea. I was not a marcher for Black Lives Matter. I wasn't I went down and marched with Black Lives Matter after George Floyd was killed. But when Breonna was killed in April, George Floyd was killed, I believe, May 20th of 2020. I wasn't a real super active as far as being a champion. No, I was just not in front of the camera. I was following these guys who have these huge channels, who I used to respect and love a lot. Ironically, I used to really just really enjoy watching the auditors and the freedom fighters content. So here's what happens. So Breonna is murdered. I'm no-knock raided in 2002, and they come in my house. I don't even want to talk about it again. I almost cried. But they come in my house. There's laser beams in my eyes. They kick the door open with a battering ram. The battering ram is a 150-pound gigantic steel. I don't know, maybe it's 100 pounds. I don't know what it was. But they kicked my door down, and I was naked in bed. And they rushed into the back of my house, and they immediately put me in torture cuffs. It took two seconds. And then after that, they took me down to the Twin Towers facilities in Los Angeles. And so now that happened almost exactly 20 years ago. A little bit more than 20 years ago now. We're in 2022, and this is August. So yeah, so I was no-knock raided in the beginning of 2022, and then by the end of 2022, I had lost everything. I had lost my love. I had lost all the money I had made, all the money I had been saving, and I was raised poor. So for me to have $75,000 or $100,000 saved up, it was gigantic because I don't come from any money. And so I had saved up my acting money, and I'd saved up the money I had made doing promotions for different fitness brands. I used to be a big fitness model. And so, but by the end of 2022, my girlfriend and I had broke up, a horrific breakup, because there's so much pressure, so much stress going on in your life. And then I had lost my money, I had lost my girlfriend, I'd lost everything. And then, just so you guys know, when you're under felony indictment, and I was an actor at that time, I was a fitness model and an actor. When you're under felony indictment, you are not allowed to go onto a Hollywood set. If you go onto ABC, Fox, Sony, if you go onto any set, HBO, Netflix, any set, as soon as you walk through the door of the set, there's a security guard there. They take your identification and they run it. And then if you're under felony indictment, you can't go on that lot. And I had been booking everything. If I went for a casting, I booked it. Either I booked it or I was the number 2 or 3 guy and someone else booked it, but I was on fire. I walked in the room, I booked it. So I'd only been in Hollywood for less than 2 years. I'd been there for a year and 3 months or so, and I had booked some pretty big stuff, and I had had a lot of success in the fitness model world. Back before there was Instagram, you used to actually have to get yourself as shredded as you could and then go in for the audition, and there would be 20 other guys that looked just like you in the room. They looked just like you. Green eyes, brown hair. Well, now it's kind of salt and pepper hair, but and you would see all these guys that looked just like you. And back then, the number 1 guy was Greg Plitt. It wasn't me. Number 1 guy was Greg, and number 1 and 2 was TJ Hoban and Greg Plitt back when I was a fitness model. And so now all of a sudden I had been on fire. And what happens when you go out and you book, because there's a big difference between going to a casting and booking. And when you book, like I booked, then what happens is the people who are the casting directors, they remember you and they're like, oh yeah, he's gonna book something. Because they have clients and they're just trying to satisfy their clients with the best possible talent. A casting director is a salesperson, believe it or not. A casting director is someone who sells their talent to the client. The client is over here, the casting director's here, here's the talent. The talent comes in, the casting director sells this talent to the product, whatever product it is. Apple, Sony, Toyota, Ford, it doesn't matter. The casting director has relationships with all these actors, models. And then he has a casting for Ford or for Kellogg's or for any of those. So what the casting director essentially is doing is selling his talent to his clients, Ford, Kellogg's, Nabisco, whoever it may be, okay? So now I'm on fire, I'm booking everything, and then they no-knock raid my house, which throws me into a serious spin of PTSD where I don't trust anybody, I don't trust anything. I am, you hear a click at the door and I'm like one of those, what's that sound? What's that sound? And so now I'm just kind of walking you guys down a little bit of a lane here, because here's what happens next. In the grand scheme of life, here's what happens next. So I go through 5 years. So I can't go on a casting for almost 3 years. Almost 3 years, if I show up to a casting, I have to tell them that I'm under felony indictment. Because the entire pretrial stuff takes forever. And then I take a diversion program, which is for a possession of a drug charge, not for dealing drugs, not anything like that, for literally having a possession of a chemical. I take a diversion program, which is very common in America. People take diversion programs for possessions of drugs. Now, there may be diversion programs for drug dealers. There may be diversion programs for auto thieves. I don't know. But I do know that for just possessions of drugs, which all I had was possession, that's eventually after Shapiro did all that he did, which took over a year, then they drop it down to a simple possession, and so I have to go on a probationary period for 18 months. But now, I'm under felony probation. So if I go onto a movie set, I have to tell them that I'm under felony probation. So, needless to say, for 3 years, I just don't audition. I don't go out. I don't, people ask me what I'm doing, why am I doing anything, how come you're not going out, you were on fire, what's going on, did you just quit acting, like what are you doing? And I couldn't tell anybody because I was so embarrassed that I was charged with all these crimes. It was such an embarrassing thing to go through. So now let's fast forward a little bit. So I actually finally move out of my apartment because it just has such horrible memories. And so I get out of there and I leave and I move to the west side of Los Angeles. The west side is commonly known as a little bit slower. Hollywood's very fast. So I move over to the west side and I start a company. Maybe you guys have heard of it. It's called JockSock. I start a company called JockSock because I can't go on auditions. I can't go out anywhere. But what I can still do is I can still do magazines. You don't have to tell them you're under felony probation or felony indictment when you go out for a casting for a magazine, which is why you guys can find pictures of me in magazines if you really look them up. Because I don't have to explain to them that I'm under felony probation or felony indictment. And so then I just book magazine after magazine after magazine after magazine because I don't have any money. I mean, and no one really knows that I've spent my entire life savings to save my own skin from going to a dungeon when at the very worst I had a possession of a chemical. There was no drugs being dealt out of my house. It just wasn't true. It was all made up lies, which that will come out later in life. I'll tell you who did it. I'll tell you the whole thing. But so now, after booking a ton of magazines, I have to tan all the time. So I'm concerned about my tan your buns, don't roast your nuts. So I create this company called JockSock. And I sell a JockSock, but really I sold a facial product to tanning salons for women, and that's what made the company go, that made money. But it was just extraordinarily difficult because I was still under this probationary period. And that ended, I think, around 2005 or so. And then JockSock was going pretty strong, and we were making about $100,000 a year just selling facial products that I had invented to tanning salons. Matter of fact, when I quit JockSock, and it was actually called the Face Force Field Company, but when I quit the Face Company, a lot of the tanning salons called me and said, please please don't quit. Please don't leave. We really like your product. Don't go. And I was like, you know what? Sorry, I gotta go. I was meant for bigger things than just selling this product. I invented the product line because I couldn't go on auditions. Okay, so now let's get to Breonna Taylor here. And we're gonna talk about those tickets, by the way. The tickets tomorrow, I'll have 100 tickets. I have to send you on a link. So everybody, tomorrow, I sign the fight contract tomorrow. I'll be live tomorrow when I sign the fight contract. You guys can share that all across the internet. But I want to finish this story and then we'll talk about those fight tickets because I only have 100. So you have to email me if you want a fight ticket. To my people who are subscribers that want to come to Kentucky in September 24th, I believe the fight date is, you got to email me and I got to send you a link or you won't get a ticket. We only have 100 tickets for supporters of this channel. So now let me explain what happens. So now after 2005, 2006, I eventually shut down Jock Sock because it's not what I wanted to do originally. But I moved forward into life, and as time continues to press forward, I get into the year 2020. And I'm gonna be able to, I'll be able to hold this together, but this is gonna be hard to tell you guys, because it is. Oh, I can feel it already. I can feel it already. It's already in my throat. See, and if you've never been through these things, then you don't understand. You don't know what makes me me. Oh, I can't believe how emotional this is. This is so hard. Oh, okay, pull it together. This is hard. So, okay. So, I apologize. This is just really hard to share because this is, So here's what happens. So sometime between 2007 and I don't think I can tell you. Sorry. Okay. So sometime between 2007 and 2020, my brain deletes the no-knock raid. I don't know when it happened, but it happened. Somewhere, I even talked about it on TikTok a few times. No, I talked about it on TikTok after I came out and started talking because I didn't start talking until June 19th of 2021. I didn't start sharing the knowledge that I have. So, sometime between 2007, 2008, and 2021, when I first started talking live about my experiences, my brain erased it. Somewhere between 07 and 2021, my brain just erased the no-knock raid. I literally didn't remember it because the day after Breonna Taylor was executed, and this is how we met, this is how people know me now, because the day after Breonna was executed in her home, I wasn't, anyway, I was in the drive-thru of In-N-Out Burger in Los Angeles. And I remember hearing about Breonna, and And remember, I didn't want to be in front of the camera. I didn't want to do this. It's when I decided to step away from being in front of the camera after that long hiatus where I just wasn't doing anything for years because of felony indictment and felony probation, I had decided that I didn't want to be the guy in front of the camera anymore. Even though I still had the charisma and I still had the chops to do it, I got offered a lot of roles and I just said, I don't want to do it. I don't want to be the guy in front of the camera. I've already been the guy in the limelight, and let me just say something, it's not that great. And so my brain had just decided that this incident was too traumatic for me, and my brain deleted it. And 2 days after Breonna was killed, my sister, who is a big empath like me, we're these big-hearted people who have some real teeth if you make us mad. My sister called me on the phone in the driveway for In-N-Out Burger. And I had just ordered my burger. I had just ordered my double cheeseburger with, animal style. And my sister asked me, she said, hey, did you hear about Breonna Taylor? And I said, yeah, of course. And she said, well, how do you feel, Jose? And I said, what do you mean? I said, I feel terrible. I said, I feel so bad for her that she was just murdered in her own home. Just the normal reaction someone would have when they hear about one person just being murdered by the state. And so then she says, no, Jose, no. She said, I'm asking you how you feel, because you were no-knock raided by the cops. They came in, and had your gun been by your bed, you'd probably be dead today. Did you think about that today? And I said, I was no-knock raided? I said, what? She says, Jose, you were no-knock raided in 2002. The cops kicked down your door with the SWAT team. How do you feel today knowing they just did this to a black woman? She was murdered and nothing has happened. It doesn't matter what color her skin is. It just happened to somebody else. So then I had to go through this horrific resurfacing of which is why I'm having such a hard time now, because my brain is so freshly remembering the whole process of what happened. And so my sister on the phone, who is an amazing, wonderful human being, she walks me through it. And she says, let's talk about it. She says, tell me what happened first. I obviously can't do that here. I obviously cannot do it because I will just sit here and sob in front of you guys. It is what it is. But then sitting there after I got my burger sat there in the passenger seat, and I just walked through with my sister. Step 1 of my no-knock raid, step 2 of my no-knock raid, step 3 of being arrested, step 4 of going to the dungeon, step 5 of being forced to join a gang, step 6 of giving away all my money to an attorney. Every dime I had ever saved up was gone. All of these steps I had gone through. And that moment, that night, sitting in the drive-thru at In-N-Out Burger, I am what I am. I'm an executive. I can run almost any company. I can do almost anything as far as being a leader in any kind of business. And so the cycle of my life had always been that I would do what I wanted until I ran out of money, and then I would go work for a company, do a great job, make all my bonuses, and then I'd quit that company after a year or two, and I'd go do what I wanted to do with my life. And I was at that phase in life right there where the pandemic was just raging, and I had a real clear-cut path here. Either A, you can take a path where what you do is you get a job with a company where you make 100, 200 grand in that year. And then after that year, I can money up, and I can take the money, get a little investor money, and start a new thing that I want to do, which, that's I want to work for myself. I mean, even for Jock Sock, I think we raised like $27,000 or something to start Jock Sock. And so I was at a clear-cut path. I was at a clear-cut fork in the road for myself in 2020. Either my tech company Coded Friends had just failed in 2019. Everybody knows it. I had raised a bunch of money for it. It failed. I had ran that company for 4 years, put my heart and soul into it. You really want to see me cry? Get me talking about Coded Friends and the failure that I had there, and it'll just destroy me. But without piling on too much more emotional crap here. So 2020, April happens, and then May, George Floyd is killed in front of everybody. We all watch it. We all sit and watch the man get choked out. They put the knees on his neck for 9 minutes. I don't care if he's on meth. It was a Terry stop. Where's that funny $20 bill? We've never seen the funny $20 bill that he was arrested for. So at that point, after George Floyd, thanks, Todd. After George Floyd was murdered in front of all of us, I've been walking around with this knowledge of constitutional law and the foundation of America, the philosophies of America, the Enlightenment thinkers, the founding fathers, all the presidents of the United States, the incarceration system, the lynching graph, the history of lynching in America, the different third parties, the Whig Party, the Bull Moose Party, the Federalist Papers, the Anti-Federalist Papers, Leviathan. These things I had already read. Now, I hadn't, actually, not entirely true, I hadn't read the Federalist Papers through until I started this venture. And then a friend of mine from Missouri, who's a friend of Caleb Slay's, he's the one in October that said, have you finished the Federalist Papers? And I said, no. And then I finished them. And then he said, have you started the Anti-Federalist Papers? And then I read the Anti-Federalist Papers. So 2020, May happens, and George Floyd is snuffed out. And I have all this knowledge. And people can say, I'm this, I'm that, I'm stupid, I'm all these stupid, ridiculously dumb things. But you can't say that I don't carry an amount of knowledge, because I know I do. I sat in front of TikTok for 3 months and just talked about the knowledge I put on the wall. And I only spit on the wall what I already knew, and I could just regurgitate. So I carry a lot of knowledge. So at that point, I went to my partner, Jeff Lloyd, in West Hollywood, California. And I said, look, here's where I'm at. Either I gotta go get a job and money up right now, or Jeff is a white Republican with blue eyes and blonde hair. You can see him on the Terry era. That's Jeff effing Lloyd. So I went to Jeff and I said, look, dude, I'm sick of this, man. And I have a ton of knowledge. Let's change this stuff. And Jeff Lloyd he voted for Trump twice. And when we talk about people getting murdered by the police, there's no one who gets more disgusted by people getting murdered by the police than Jeff Lloyd. It literally makes him sick. It makes him sick. It makes you think watching me kind of break down over my no-knock raid. Jeff Lloyd can get drunk and start crying over someone who was killed yesterday from the police. He'll tell you a story that he read on the line, this little blurb, and Jeff Lloyd will break down crying, full-grown, 50-plus-year-old man, and he'll break down crying, and he'll say, because it's authoritarianism or racism or whatever he'll say. And so I go to Jeff in May, and I am, my company has just failed. So a company I raised hundreds of thousands of dollars for has just failed. So, it's, it's hard. It's hard failing at anything. It's so hard. And so I say to Jeff, hey, man, I got an idea. Let's build a timeline and let's show the people exactly the history of this country and exactly how we got these racist laws that have ruined our country for white America, brown America, black America, blue America, pink America, that these racist laws. And Jeff, just so you know, back then, 2020, Jeff was like, Chille, there's no such thing as racist laws. I said, no. He said, there's racist police, and I said, no, Jeff, no. The laws themselves are based on racism. And he said, okay, Chille, I'm gonna fund it. And he put up the money and gave me the office space. And I literally lived in my office. I slept there, I woke up there. At that time, my thumb became mangled. And so at that time, I had a busted thumb, and my thumb was just so messed up. And hey, Chuck Bronson, what's up, man? Sorry about this emotional cast, but so then today, when these cops were charged, so I'll finish the story. I'm sorry, my ADD is so bad. I struggle when I get emotional too. So Jeff says, I'll fund you. Which once again, just like the people who crowdfund me today, you know, it's humbling. It's you don't have the money you have to do what you want to do with your life. You don't have it. People watching this don't have it. You don't got it. So when you go to a rich guy and you say, here's my dream, here's my vision, and he says, do it, I'll fund it. Dude, let me tell you something. Jeff Lloyd is a mensch. Jeff Lloyd, who's in the premiere video of my videos called The Terry Era, that was my original investor in this venture. Everything I ever do has Jeff Lloyd's signature on the bottom of it, because he provided this space for us, for me to become popular on TikTok and then continue to spread this message of change, that we have to change this system. So Jeff Lloyd, baby. If you guys have not seen it, let me show you which video it is so you guys can see it. When you go to the videos of DeletelawZ, when you go to DeletelawZ when you go to DeletelawZ on my YouTube page, the very first video that pops up, that's called The Terry Era. And right off the bat, you see this white guy talking. He is Jeff Lloyd. He's a real guy from West Hollywood, California. The trials and tribulations of my life are one thing. He has his own, and they are deep, and they are vast, and they are intense. So in May of 2020, I said, I have this vision. Do you want to do this with me? And he was like, let's do it. We shot another installment of a TV show that has not yet come out yet. And I will be releasing that by the end of this year. We already shot another segment when I went back to LA. So I've got a bunch of data I'm putting together. And so that's how we met today, because Breonna Taylor was no-knock raided, because they murdered Breonna Taylor in her home. My sister called me and said, how do you feel about it? I realized my brain had erased it, meaning that it was so horrific, my brain didn't want to keep it. And so then walking through that and going through that super emotional thing with my sister, crying my eyes out, my burger I never ate. I sat there in the In-N-Out, and I'm talking, I sobbed with my sister on the phone. I sobbed so hard. Just thinking about how hard I sobbed makes me sad, because you're listening to someone who's been so violated that they have so much pain in them 18 years later that it's a waterfall of emotions coming out of the person. And then when you step back from yourself and you realize that you are that waterfall of emotions that are coming out of you, then you go, wow, I must have some real trauma inside. I must have some real pain in here from that happening to me. And just remember, you guys, you know, I wasn't caught dealing drugs. I wasn't caught selling drugs. I wasn't caught in anything at all whatsoever. A confidential informant told the police I was a drug dealer, and they no-knock raided my home. There's no victims. I never dealt a drug to anybody ever in my life. So it's just incredible. It's just incredible. But that cascade of emotion is what made me do this, that made me come out of the dark and start to share my history of knowledge of the history of our country and the little things that I know that I've learned. And I've got a lot to learn. There's people, you know, half the trolls, sure, you guys are half right. I have a lot to learn. I got a lot to continue to educate myself. But the good news for me, right, is that my PTSD from being no-knock raided, I don't have it. It's like, I still feel the pain. It still hurts. But I'm not, you know, I can think now I can sit in front of a computer for 12, 15 hours straight and focus on one thing. Whereas if you go back to 2006, 2007, after that no-knock raid, there was about a decade where I couldn't focus for more than a very short period of time because what's around me, you know, who's coming, and that's real, So, sorry if I didn't plan on having this talk today. I wanted you guys to understand the depth of what Breonna did for you and I. I would not be here right now. I would not be here standing talking to you guys right this minute if they hadn't murdered Breonna Taylor. So that's Chuck G. I don't know what you got timed out for, man, but as you know, we have so many horrifically bad people who don't care about justice, don't care about freedom, who are, you know, the brothers and sisters of police, that they don't want any change, and so we get overwhelmed with hatred. You know, hey, what's going on, Jack Connors? How you guys doing? Rachel, how are you? Smile, Kyle. Shock Professor's in the house. Den T. Jen, good to see you. I think I saw JMM, Jonathan Mitchell, Music, Country Road. Dan, Feasel, good to see you. Witch on Fire, it's nice to see everybody. Rick, nice to see you. Smile, Kyle. V. Boyer, love you. I love your comments. Thank you so much, V. Boyer. You're a wonderful person to me, for sure. Kim, it's nice to see you. Philly, what's going on? Where is Chuck Bronson? Is he still in here? Troll Hunter's in here. Chuck Bronson. What's going on, Chuck Bronson? What's going on? We don't stop. So now I want to get to the fight. So listen, here's what Mike over at Nightmare Promotions, I put his link in the description of this video at Nightmare Promotions on Facebook. Mike has given me 100 tickets that I can send the link personally to each and every person who actually wants to buy a ticket and go to Ashland, Kentucky, September 24th. So that's what Mike has done. Mike has set up through Nightmare Promotions on Facebook, where tomorrow, as a matter of fact, tomorrow I'll sign the fight contract. I'll do that live tomorrow here. And then I have a link. And by the way, the 100 tickets are only available till Monday. And then if you guys hit up Mike on Nightmare Promotions, and someone can put the link for Nightmare Promotions, can put them in the description here. You guys can also watch the fight on pay-per-view. And so now all those people who were saying, "Oh, Chille's not going to fight the cop," no, I actually am. I'm gonna fight the guy. It's in an MMA ring, and we both have gloves on. So you know, Chad's training hard. I'm training hard. So if you want a ticket to Ashland, Kentucky, if you want a ticket to the fight, you have to get it over the next 2 days. So you guys have to let me know. And there's the chat's going so fast, I just can't read it. I'm sorry. Maybe I can read it on my other phone. Let me see if I can read it on this phone. Yeah, so the fight is gonna be September 24th. I'm reading some of the comments here because I can see them over here. The fight's gonna be September 24th. ATL Auditor, why are you doing this? You know why I'm doing this. It's time for change. Lily Rose, good to see you. It's nice to see you. Rumble and Humble, what's going on? Philly, what's going on? Philly, thanks for your email, Philly. I appreciate it. Was that you that emailed me, Philly, or was that somebody else? As soon as I... Chuck G, the fight is on. The fight is on. So I will sign the fight contract tomorrow, actually. I've been working with Mike from Nightmare Promotions. Audiotron, how you doing, Audiotron? Good to see you, man. Good to see you, Audiotron. I think you're on Team Chille. I think you're on Team DeletelawZ. I never know, though. Cop Narcs, good to see you. Gloria, it's always good. Jeff hates pigs. I'm in an Airbnb, and there's multiple people who stay in this Airbnb. It's a beautiful Airbnb, but at the same time, I try not to take over. What's up, Playboy? I try not to take over the entire space when I come. Daisy, it's good to see you. Rocco, how you doing? David Turner, always good to see you, man. Thank you for coming by. I appreciate it. So tomorrow, you guys, if you want a link, everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. Everybody take your finger real fast and just hit the like button. Just take your finger and just hit that like button real fast. Just go like that. Just take your finger and just hit the like button. Just hit the like button. Just hit the like button. Yeah, Todd Beard, by the way, you guys see Todd Beard's account? He's got a wrench. He's gonna set up a thing. And Todd, you gotta email Joe. I'm gonna put you guys on a group text, you and Joe. Todd. So make sure that you send me an email after this. What's up, Playboy? What's up, Playboy? What's up, Playboy? And actually, just so you guys know, what's up, Playboy? That comes from a very good friend of mine who used to work on Marvel lot with me. In Los Angeles, down in Torrance is the Marvel lot. I worked on the Marvel lot for about a year. And one of the agents down there, he used to always say to me, "What's up, Playboy? What's up, Playboy?" And so that's how I got the term, "What's up, Playboy?" Good to see you, Gregor. ATL auditor. Listen, to be honest with you, ATL, and I have said this before, ATL auditor, what will the fight accomplish? I really don't understand. Well, let me just be as honest as I can be. Chad Goo, I had heard, someone had told me he was abusive to them. I walked up to Chad Goo. I said, "I think you're a beta male." So I said to him, and then he said, "Well, I'll take you on." And I said, "Okay, let's do it." And then, he set up a promotion after I said I would take him on. Now, typically that never happens, but you know what? He did it. He did it. He did it. Good job, Chad. Called me out. Okay, so that's why I'm doing it, ATL auditor. It's not, believe me, man, I really, to be honest, I have, I don't know how to describe it. I have motivation, but I don't have any motivation. I keep myself at the top level of shape always. I could fight that 9-minute fight right now. I'm gonna be pretty hurt after 9 minutes for sure, because I just had a wrestling match last week that was 5 minutes and I was dead at the end of it. But it'll do a couple things. And I'm hoping this is what it does actually, ATL auditor. I'm hoping that it builds a bridge where Chad and I can start to have some decent conversations about how we can change things starting right there in Ironton, because Chad's gonna be I don't wanna call him, he's gonna be the top guy in Ironton PD very soon, because Pam Wagner's gonna be forced to resign here pretty quick. You guys should all be pushing her to resign. All of you guys. Everybody hit the like button, please. Everybody, if you would, hit the like button. Everybody take your finger and just hit the like button. Just take you a second. Just take a second. So, JMM, good to see you, Brian. Good to see you. Good to see you guys. Linkster 420. So listen, if you guys want a ticket, just remember this. I'll have a link that I have to send to each person, and I have to send you the link myself. So that means 100 people, or probably more like 60 people who buy 2 tickets each, or 40 people who buy 2 or 3 tickets a piece. I have to send, like my people in California who are flying in, I have to send them the link so they can buy the tickets, and then they'll get their tickets to Ashland, Kentucky, the airline tickets. So that's tomorrow. That is tomorrow. And so, look, I'm hoping it'll build a bridge. And look, I'm not sure if you guys have noticed or not, but I'm trying to reach out to this blue team that literally has shown nothing but contempt, scorn, and hatred for the American people since their inception. And I'm trying to create a bridge. I'm trying to be cordial to cops, even though that's not, I'm trying to look at police. I'm trying to look at peace officers, people who sign a peace officers agreement and swear an oath to uphold the Constitution. I'm trying to see them as individuals, as individual people. And I still hate cops. I just try not to hate the person, because I don't walk around like going, "Ooh, I hate this person." That's the people who hate me, the people who troll me. They literally walk around half the day saying that I'm terrible. There's some guy on YouTube named ChilleDeCastro. He's terrible. He's the reason I'm unhappy in life. The police are not the reason I'm unhappy in life. The police create an oppressive, non-free police state, prison state, death state, and they contribute to it to the max. So I'm hoping this will build a bridge where after Chad and I punch each other, because he's definitely gonna punch me and I'm definitely gonna punch him, after we punch each other, maybe all the ego and bullshit can go to the side and we can talk about changing torture cuffs for Velcro straps. We can talk about a digital detainment policy in some of these different peace officers' departments. We have to stop calling them cops. We have to stop calling, they're not cops, they're not police, they're not law enforcement, they're peace officers, and it's peace officer department, peace officers corps. It is not law enforcement, and we have to change that. We have to change that. Everybody here can listen to my speech. Everybody here knows I'm DeletelawZ. They have my business card. I have no problem with it. So yeah, Lily, I think that you could be right. I think that you could be right. You know, MD, are you back to the hatred, my friend? So if you guys want a ticket, if you want one of the, and by the way, if we sell out this entire batch by Monday, Mike said he may have more for us. I need everybody to go over to Mike's page on Facebook, Nightmare Promotions, and tell him we're gonna need another batch of 100 because my people are gonna come. That's right, Chevy. That's right, Chevy. They do not sign. That's right. That's right. That's right. If I wish I could pin your comment, Chevy. I don't know how to do it. Cops don't sign a law enforcement agreement. They sign a peace officers agreement. Police in America are rights protectors by John Locke's philosophy of natural law. Liberty is far-reaching. God bless you, Chevy. God bless you. That is exactly correct. Exactly. They are peace officers. They are here to uphold our rights. That's what they're here to do. And if you guys can't make it to Ashland, Kentucky, you can get the fight on pay-per-view. It's like 15, 16 bucks or something like that. Hopefully you guys can arrange some viewing parties where people can get together and watch the fight. You know, I'm looking forward to it. I actually want to get it done because I want to get back to studying and pursuing what I want to do and pass the bar. That's what I want to do with my time. Obviously, I was mistaken, that I was wrong. So for all the trolls who are watching, you know, I was incorrect in my assessment. I thought that I could just take the California State Bar because I've been studying for it for so many years anyway. I've been jumping into tutor sessions. I've been jumping into people who are studying for the bar and their study sessions. And I've been doing this for a long time. And so I thought I could just go take the bar. I guess I can't. I guess I was wrong. I'm going to be wrong again in the future. I could have been wrong on this broadcast. I could have misspoke and said something wrong. Sometimes I'll say, you know, the simple example I can give is when my dyslexia kicked in one time and I said the Louisiana Purchase of 1830. Obviously, the Louisiana Purchase was 1803, but my dyslexia switched the two numbers in my head, and then I watched my broadcast back later and I had said the Louisiana Purchase of 1830. Obviously, I know it's 1803. It has to be because Thomas Jefferson is president. So obviously I must know that that's the right, you know, he's the guy that gets it done. He doubles the size of our country with the stroke of a pen. And so, you know, Thomas Jefferson and James Polk, those two guys had the most imperialistic ventures of being president. You know, James Polk added the entire Northwest Territory and California, and then Thomas Jefferson, he added the entire Louisiana Purchase, and the entire Midwest was created by Thomas Jefferson getting that done. So, you know, and then JMM, I got your music, dude. You're gonna be surprised. I actually put one of your songs on a video coming out tomorrow or the next day. I'm just waiting for it to be unlisted. I have to try to figure out this YouTube thing where people make money from videos. I have to try to figure that out. I've got to try to figure out how to monetize my page. But with all the hatred, you know, it's always just hard. You know, it's always just hard. Yeah, Anonymous, how about helping paying for StudiCata, which is $750? You guys can put that in there. It's StudiCata, STUDICATA. StudiCata, put that in there. If you guys look that up on YouTube, you can get a plethora of lessons on constitutional law, on studying for the California State Bar. It's called StudiCata. That's what it's called. Jeff hates pigs. Scrubzilla's in the room. Good to see you, Scrubzilla. Hey, Chuck, listen, I hope I do make money. Chuck said, don't say it's for charity. He's looking to make money. Yeah, Chuck, I hope so. I hope I do make money. I get a little percentage of every pay-per-view that people buy. I hope that I do make money, Chuck. I'm putting my life, my physicality, I'm putting my reputation, my ego, my bravado, I'm putting everything that I am on the line to walk into a cage and fight a guy who weighs at least 250 pounds. He's supposed to weigh 240 by the day we fight. I don't know, but he's over 6'1", 6'2", 6'3", and he weighs 250 pounds. If I can make some money off the fight, God bless, I hope I can. I really hope that I can. And St. Jude's is going to make some money. People are going to donate. It'll lift up their profile. But yeah, Chuck, man, I really do hope I make some money. I'm really down, because when my videos stop going to the front page, people stop going to my online store. Strangers go to my online store. My analytics show that from the moment the defamation happened, my online store dropped like a lead weight. So yeah, Chuck, I really hope I do make some money. I could really use it, you know what I'm saying? I've been working hard since October, I haven't taken a break. So, you know, I really hope that I can make some money. I just find it just so weird that people, you know, it's not weird, actually. You know, people have set up full-on accounts and Discord accounts to call me names and create lies about me. None of them are true. And so am I surprised with this amount of hatred? No, there's an active group of people trying to hurt me and affect me and defame me and harass me and bully me. And that's the reason why I've shifted some of my focus right now to getting those things accomplished. And hopefully they'll be accomplished before my fight. But we shall see. We shall see. So yeah, anything else, Chuck? Do you have anything else? Just wanted to know, you know, Chille should make money from this fight. Man, I hope I do. I hope Chad Gu does too, because he's putting his life on the line. Because remember, Chad or I could slam each other on their head and then we never walk again. You're paralyzed forever. Did you think about that? Chad weighs over 240, 250 pounds. He could pile drive me into the ground and I would have no more functionality in my limbs. You don't think you should make some money by taking that risk? You don't think so? Or you think you should just fight for charity? That's what you think? So I just, you know, I mean, Chuck, you came in trolling and I answered your troll. How many people think here I should be able to make some money off putting myself in an MMA cage? Press 1 if you think I should be able to make some money, or Chad should be able to make some money off putting myself in an MMA cage. Push number 1 if you think I should be able to make some money. Push number 2 if I should not be able to make. I shouldn't be able to make any money on my online store. I shouldn't be able to make any money off YouTube. I shouldn't be able to make any money off putting myself in an MMA cage. I shouldn't be allowed to make a living. I shouldn't be allowed to be an entrepreneur. Is that what it is? Is that what it is? You know, so, you know, I don't understand this idea that I'm not allowed to be an entrepreneur, that I'm not allowed to make any money. I don't understand how that is. I don't really understand that. I don't know why it is that I can't make any money, why I can't sell a product. How come I can't sell a t-shirt line? How come I can't put up my Venmo, Cash App, and PayPal? Why can't I do that? It seems like that's what happens on YouTube. It seems like it's pretty normal. How come I'm not allowed? Because you don't like my message? Because you don't like my methods? You don't have to support me. You don't have to be here. You know, you're here, and just think about this. All you trolls who are here, 100 trolls who are here, you're here because there's someone else making money off of getting you to come here. Did you think about that? The troll channels that you go to, they're making $1,000, $1,500 per live stream they do. They're making tons of money hand over fist, but I'm not allowed to make any money. How come that is? Why is that? How come that is? I just don't understand. I just don't understand. I don't really understand. Knight Rider's in the room. Good to see you, Knight Rider. Good to see you. Eric Bliss. Good to see you. Etheric Bliss. Good to see you. Good to see you. Jeff Hates Pigs. Hey, tracking the dwarf lantern. I never know. I'm glad to see you here, man. I'm glad to see that you're here and that you're contributing something good, you know. And look, the people who push number 2, I'm not blocking you or kicking you out. You can say number 2. You can say that you don't think I'm entitled to make any money on an MMA fight for charity. You can say that. Thank you, Matt. I appreciate the super chat. You know, but I don't think that. I think that Chad Gu should be able to make a percentage of money off his pay-per-view sales and off of his appearance. And, you know, oh yeah, of course, San Antonio News. You know, the same trolls who are here talking terrible about me, who are watching me being restreamed, where you say that these people are making tons of money off of me, tons of money. They're making a living off of me. So it's just like, it is what it is. Chille fan. Okay, so don't block out Chille fan. Let's give them a chance. But you got to remember, dude, a lot of people create fake accounts. You know, they create fake accounts, Chille fan. That's what they do. And they just try to hurt me. And that's their whole goal, is to hurt me. People who I help, if I make them mad, will then type out something to someone who they know will leak it to hurt me. Because no one wants to get, no one wants to be, you know, in a fight with another person and then not get them back. So, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. But I feel like I'm entitled to make money off of my entrepreneurial endeavors. And remember, you know, anybody else here willing to get into a cage? Anybody else? Let me know. Is anybody else here willing to get into a cage and fight a giant? Because whether you guys like it or not, Chad Gu is a giant. He is a giant dude. Who disagrees with that? Chad Gu is a giant. He's a huge dude. I talked to Mike yesterday. Make sure everybody goes over there at Nightmare Promotions. You know. So yeah. Give me 5 seconds real quick. So, yeah, someone said coffee. Someone said coffee. And so, yeah, I'm in Denver, guys. I'm in Denver. Somebody said coffee. You can never do me wrong with a cup of coffee. I could drink a cup of coffee anytime you guys want. People say, do you want a coffee? It's 9 p.m. And I'm like, yeah, sure. I'd love a coffee. You know, I think that the guy who should get to fight Chad Gu next is the karate instructor in Ironton. I did reach out to him. I haven't been able to reach him. So, oh, Michelle, give them a chance to troll though. Michelle, I read your, Michelle K. Give them a chance to troll because, okay, Carissa. Well, Carissa, listen, people are starting to come over. So moderators, give them a chance, even if they are a known troll previously, because actually, just so you guys know, let me explain this to the moderators, just the moderators of this channel. There's someone writing me right now. I posted his comments in the community page who told me, and just this is for all the moderators. So twisting up this person may be a horrible troll. However, if you've seen people troll previously, let me tell you what's happening. That's the reason there's 450 people here. The reason it's happening is people are actually going and listening to the message of change. And this guy yesterday wrote me and he said, Chille, let me just tell you something. I've hated you. I've said the worst things about you. And it's been for a long time, not a short time. He said, and then I just started to watch and listen to your videos. And I want you to know that I've left that and I'm coming over here. Because when you live in this constant drumbeat of hatred, it's impossible to live there. It's impossible to live in unhappiness. I mean, like, look, that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. I don't walk around hating cops, you know. I hate cops. I don't hate the person who's the cop. And that's a big difference. And then, you know, I try to build a bridge with these guys, and then I see their brethren act like such douchebags. Thanks, DJ, I appreciate it. You know, right. So Andrew Mays says, come on Team Skeptics channel. You're kind of a guest anyways, delete Lawz. So think about that, Andrew. How much money is Team Skeptic making off bashing me and restreaming my energy? I mean, Andrew, think about that. How much money is that guy making? Way more than I'm making. I mean, I'm literally, you know, I am where I am right now, but it'll work out. And that guy is making thousands and thousands of dollars off restreaming me and making fun of me. and I have a real message, a real mission. Think about that, Andrew. Think about that. You're supporting someone who has no mission other than to be hateful and saying, oh, look, you're already a guest anyway because they're going to restream you. Well, let me tell you something. I'm taking some steps right now to change things. So that's what I'm going to do. But just think about it. You're participating. So tomorrow will be the fight contract. I'll show you guys all the details of the fight contract tomorrow. So the moderators, what I'm saying to you guys is give the people who have said hateful things previously, give them a chance. Give them a chance. Oh, is it? Is that who it is, Michelle? Someone that fool acting like someone else? I got it. Yeah, and then you guys, by the way, you guys know, Rights On, he knows every sock account. He knows everybody's account. He sends me messages and says, hey, this person's a sock account for this person. This person's a sock account for this person. But remember, these people don't have any mission. The people who have backup channels that they dedicate to making me their thumbnail and making fun of me, what's their actual mission? What do they want to accomplish? We have a mission here. We have a mission. Good to see you, Amador. So Forging Thought. So he has to weigh in at 240 on the day, and I have to weigh at least 190. So I think I weigh about 190 now. I think I'm pretty close. Not this week, but next week. I will show you guys some things. I'm just trying to keep the humility here and trying to just remember that I'm fighting a giant dude. I think that I'm better than him as far as fist fighting, but I'm fighting a giant dude. I'm fighting this huge dude. So every time I think about how hard I need to train, I just keep on the track that I'm fighting a giant dude who has as many skills as I do. That's what I keep thinking about Chad. I keep thinking that Chad has as many skills as I do, and he's bigger and he's stronger. So that's what I keep in my head, is that he has as many skills as I do and he's bigger and stronger than me. So I'm gonna have to work extra hard to beat him. I'm gonna have to work extra hard, and I'm gonna have to work super, super, super hard. Yeah, of course, all these folks, Chuck Bronson, what's up, Playboy? What's up, Chuck? I watch you at night, you watch me during the day. Are you gonna drive tonight, Chuck? Are you driving tonight? Let me know if you're driving tonight. Is Chuck Bronson driving tonight? Are you gonna be driving tonight? I'm not sure. Am I scared, Della? No, I'm not scared. I don't have that fear response in me. How do I make this clear? So when I was in Kentucky, let me tell you a story you guys already know, because that way I don't have to reveal any more of my life. When I was in Youngstown, Ohio, the insane people tracked me, like tracking me as though I'm some sort of wild animal or a great white, they like to say, okay? So they tracked me, and I was at my Airbnb in Youngstown, and I had to go take a shower. And I had always, I always remembered that people got killed in horror movies in the shower. This is true. But the night before, they had been stalking me and following me around. I caught the guy following me. And so I went home that night to my Airbnb, and obviously I slept with my gun right by my bed. And then the next day, I was getting ready to go take a shower. Thank you, Leanne, I appreciate you. I'll drink that coffee. Let's do it right now. So when I went to go take a shower though, I said, oh man, you know what? I'll just leave my gun in the living room. And then I was like, no, I'm gonna bring my gun with me, because in horror movies, they always get killed when they leave their gun and they go in the shower or they go have sex, right? That's how people get killed in horror movies. In the shower or having sex, you always die in horror movies, right? Am I right? So I had this feeling that I should always be armed. And so I brought my, If you could stay on topic, that's what we're doing here. And that was me, Carissa. So if you could just try to stay on topic and just ebb and flow with the conversation. So I went into the bathroom to go take a shower, grabbed my gun, walked into the bathroom. And when I walked into the bathroom of my Airbnb in Youngstown, when I went in the bathroom with the gun that I said I better grab my gun, the back door I was the only person in that Airbnb house. The back door opened and closed, and I heard the back door slam. That means someone just walked into my Airbnb. It's a fact. So you figure that there would be fear, and I'll tell you, there just wasn't. It was more like, get ready to go. I took the gun out of the holster, came around the corner. Now remember, I'm completely and totally naked. Thank you, Jarb Bad. I can say your name better on email, but thank you. And so I can feel that I heard someone walk into my house. So I take the gun out of the holster. I don't have any of that fear in me. I just get around the corner. I lower down around the fridge and I start screaming, get the fuck out of the house, get the fuck out. There's a guy in my in my Airbnb. He's wearing all camo from head to toe. He's got a camouflage hat on. I point my gun at him and I say, get the fuck out. I'm screaming, get out of my house, get the fuck out, right? And I ask him, do you want me to kill you or are you gonna leave? And then he goes, oh man, I forgot they rented this house out. And then he ran out the door. But I was completely naked. I mean, I'm screaming at him in my birthday suit. And then when he went out, my brain then compiled that I had seen him earlier in the day and he was working construction for the owner of the Airbnb next door at their house. So then, of course, I put some shorts on, put a t-shirt on, ran outside, and the guy was smoking a cigarette by his car. And I just put a 44 to his head. And so then I explained to him, hey, look, they're stalking me, man. I didn't know. Someone followed me home last night. I didn't. And he said, listen, I go in there, go to the bathroom. I do construction work in the backyard here. I don't go into their main house. I go into their Airbnb house to go to the bathroom. I said, I totally remember seeing you earlier today. I'm so sorry, man. But I can tell you what never, ever, ever hit me was fear. Survive is what hit me. Survive. They had stalked me the night before, which put me in a very heightened state of alertness because I literally caught them stalking me. And then they contacted my Airbnb host admitting that they had been stalking me. And then someone walked into my home, and so I put a gun to his head. That's real. And that, by the way, just so you know, all the people who are here at this, who put things in my things, that's going to equal money for me. Because by creating that Discord account and then putting me in the state of mind where I can't go to the shower without carrying my gun, and then that coming true where someone would walk into my back door, that's beyond reasonable. That's harassment and bullying, and that's putting someone in fear for their life. And so for that reason, just that one incident alone, there's several that I'm not mentioning, but just that one incident alone. When I went to the cafe in Tulsa and people started calling the cafe I was at this tiny little town in McAllister, just outside of Tulsa, that's beyond reasonable for one person to do to another person. And the person who set up that account, the person who set those things up, they're going to be held liable through federal tort law. So that's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. But it's not fear that I feel. It's survive. Because there's going to be people one day who actually do try to kill me, and I can't be filled with fear. That's what my friends in Texas did. My friends in Texas had me take my guns out and just start blasting off rounds and getting used to just blasting off rounds. And so that's what we did when I was in Texas. And so now I have this. I have a real comfortability now with my 44 and with my shotgun. So there that is. You know what I mean? You know, there will be a price to pay for what people have done. There will be a price to pay. And that's all we can do. That's all we can do. So, listen, you guys, thank you for your support. I appreciate it. God bless you guys, man. Listen, we're on a mission here, and I'm sorry I got a friend of mine who's put so much time and effort into a website that I have just been on for the past week because I was just trying to figure out how to make sure my words rang true. And I think I have that now. So I think tonight I'm just gonna sit and text this out. And the website might not be perfect with the words right away, but I'm gonna lay these words out for the website friend of mine, and I'm just gonna get it done tonight. And then tomorrow I will do the presentation. The reason why I set these lights up over here so we can do a presentation in front of this television right here. Oh, Charlie's got a fly. Where's the fly, Charlie? Where's the fly? Where's the fly, Charlie? Where's the fly? Get him, Charlie. Where's that fly at? Where's that fly, Charlie? So yeah. Anyway, a little more emotional than I thought it would be today. A little more emotional than I thought, talking about that no-knock raid and finally justice for Breonna Taylor. You know, finally that woman, God rest her soul. I hope she's... You know, remember, I was an atheist until 2019, hardcore atheist. So I still have this hope that I've seen the afterlife, and I hope that it's there. I pray that it's there. I hope that it's there. But remember, I had read the Bible a couple times, and I've read a lot of religious texts, and I hope that it's there. I hope that Breonna's in heaven. Do I have faith? I don't know. I saw something on DMT that changed the way I see the world, and it made me a better person. But do I know it's there? I don't know. I hope it is. I really hope it is. I mean, if you get to the MEO5 DMT and you actually smoke it, and you get all the way to the point where you have a face-to-face with God, it is... It's the most... Oh, Charlie. Let me get my salt gun. All right, I'll get the flock out of here. I did a bunch of mushrooms in Texas as well. And I actually, Charlie, he's going crazy for that fly. He's got to get it. So, anyway, Truth Bites is here. Good to see Truth Bites. Haas word, truth, this world, lie. Good to see you, Truth Bites. I haven't seen you in a while, man. I'm glad to see you, but sometimes I just sit and I just read. I just go on my own tangent here on the things I want to talk about, and I try not to get distracted, but it's damn near impossible. Thanks for the cup of coffee, guys. I appreciate that. Thanks for this cup of coffee right here. Right here. Delicious. Forging, are you just trolling, dude? Are you just trolling? I mean, of course they are. You don't bring out firearms if you eat magic mushrooms. Don't be silly, dude. You wouldn't do that. You just don't do, you don't play with guns. They're not funny. It's not a funny thing. So, okay, Forging Thought. I got you, man. Sorry. Hey, listen, I never know, Forging. Remember, your words are 2D. Thank you. I appreciate it. Witch on Fire. Forging Thought. Listen, sorry, man. Your words are 2D flat on a screen. I never know. The mushrooms that I took were called, for Sammy, it was called pink rhinoceros penis. Is that what it was called? Let me see what the name of those mushrooms were that we took. It was absolutely incredible. Thank you, Witch on Fire, for the super chat. That's amazing. What was the name of those mushrooms that we took? Was it pink rhinoceros penis? ... My buddy will tell me right now. And just remember, Forging, you know, because I'm an actual agent of change and I'm not some YouTuber or some frauditor, and I'm actually bringing in ideas for change, the powers that be, left, right, center, BLM, hardcore Republicans, hardcore Democrats, they're gonna hate me. They're gonna hate me. and they always will. So I never know what I'm gonna get. It was called White Penis Envy. That was the name of the mushrooms. If anybody can look them up, you know. Pandyland, what's going on? Hey, Chuck G, if you're unfamiliar with the studies going on right now with psychedelic mushrooms and PTSD, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable what's going on. And I have been microdosing mushrooms for years and years. I have been microdosing mushrooms. I'm not now because I don't have any and I can't travel with any, obviously. But when I was down in Texas, a friend of mine had some. And, you only need just a tiny bit. You need a little tiny mushroom a day. You just need this much mushroom. You just need this much. And it just one tiny little spores of mushrooms. Shrooms are open the mind. And you take a tiny bit every day. And it does funny things to your skin. Your skin certainly gets pocky when you do mushrooms. But if you do that tiny bit of mushrooms every day, man, I'm telling you, man, after 2 weeks, after a week, 10 days, the world is brighter. Like the grass is greener. The dog is more lovable, more loved on you, you know. Oh, really, Pandyland? I would love to try those mushrooms with you. And I'm a huge proponent of psychedelics. You know, remember, I was an atheist until I smoked DMT in 2019. And, you know, it's just like, if you guys can, 420, everybody, smoke them if you got them. Smoke. So remember, you guys, tomorrow I sign the fight contract in the morning. I will sign that fight contract in the morning. And then just so you guys know, Saturday and Sunday, I will not be in Colorado. I will be in another state. On Saturday and Sunday, I go to see a friend who I've never met in real life. And I go see that friend on Saturday. So I won't be in town on Saturday. Hey, what's going on, Fact? How are you, dude? How is everybody? 420 here, 420 everywhere. So that was... Hey, Daniel, ... Love you, buddy, ... Thank you. I'm always nervous when I make this phone call. His ears must have been ringing.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy. Listen, you're on live right now. There's 420 people listening to you talk.
Yeah, I saw you. I actually went on YouTube, and I think this is the first time I've ever gone on your show.
Really? I was talking about you today, man. The reason why there's 400 people here is because of you, buddy. Because of what you did, and you financed us, and you got us to this level, and now there's tens of thousands of people. And just so you guys know, DeletelawZ, that's Jeff's name. He created the name. Am I wrong about that, Jeff?
No, I did. I mean, this was quite a few years ago, but Chille and I we were at my house, and I don't know if it was a party or what have you. I live in Hollywood. And we just ended up really enjoying our conversation. So it went all night long. And I told him, I said, I really need to do something. I said, it doesn't make a lot of sense to me that black people and brown people are being incarcerated at these levels. And so I looked at it and I said, it's because the reason I'm not is because I'm 6 foot tall, blonde, and rich.
Yeah.
And it's a fact. And I said, so what the hell is this? Why is this happening? And I said, it doesn't make any sense. I said, I came from nothing. I lived on the streets. I was a homeless orphan, and thank God I was homeless because the homes I was in were abusive.
Well, Jeff, you're just a raging liberal, right? You're just a raging liberal saying things that are liberal. Is that true? Did I lose you, Jeff? Jeff is not a raging liberal at all. He's a staunch conservative. Beyond. Matter of fact, he voted for Trump twice, but he has openly said he would not vote for Trump again, and he is not supporting Trump again. Let me try to get him back on the phone. He may be driving up to his house in the Hollywood Hills.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. So you just said something that the laws against black and brown people, and you were a white rich guy and you got out of it. But remember, Jeff didn't have any money till he was 18, 19 years old and started selling real estate. So then you must be a raging liberal, Jeff.
absolute Republican, and I think they're all assholes. I think they're all assholes, but I do believe in the policies of the Republican Party more than I agree with the Democratic Party. But I don't agree with any of them. I think they're all a bunch of liars.
Yeah.
But if I have to lean a certain way, it's that way. But so Chille and I created DeletelawZ that night, and then I funded a couple of the shows. We're doing a third one that's coming up.
Yep.
And I believe that we can make some serious change. Even though Chille and I don't agree with each other on a lot of things, what we do agree upon is that what's happening now is not working.
That's right. That's right.
And people being killed for no reason, and being pulled over for no reason, and living in an incarceration nation is not someplace that I'm going to go ahead and sit quietly.
Right, because your taxes fund these prisons and jails. And Jeff, I just want to reiterate this. The people listening, they must think that you're aligning with the liberal Chille. You must be, coming the liberal way, because that's what I hear a lot. And I think that you did vote for Trump twice, didn't you?
Wasn't he only in once, thank God?
Yeah, he was only in once, but before the Capitol thing, you voted for him, and now Jeff has openly said he wouldn't support Trump again. But he's not a raging liberal, and he's telling you guys the problems in our country are based on race. It's horrible. The laws are based on race.
It is absolutely based upon race, and it's obscene.
It's obscene. It's obscene.
Yeah. If I was black or brown, I'd probably be in jail for at least the rest of my life, and then become indoctrinated into that system, and that's wrong.
How many times have you been arrested, Jeff?
Well, I think I told you I don't know how many times, and sometimes I don't remember when I was arrested.
Jeff is an alcoholic, you guys. He has no bones about it.
Practicing, by the way, I'm not a quitter. But no, I mean, I a lot of my childhood, from the trauma and what have you, and also, from certain things, it has created addictions and created patterns and things like that. But the fact that I've made enough money, I've gone to the best rehab places in the world. I've had the best counselors. I've had the best psychiatrists. It's a battle. But I still prefer to drink than to not drink.
Right.
Recently, I became a non-orphan. I did a DNA test. And I thought I was German by heritage, and it turns out I'm British, Irish, Scottish, and drunkish.
You're a little drunkish. So Jeff, I want to ask you about something here. When you came up, you were an orphan, and now what's the charity that you have donated over $1 million to, so that people can maybe take a look at that charity?
Well, I actually just donated a $4 million building to Covenant House, California. But Covenant House is a international organization that helps runaways and basically children between 15 and 22, I think are the ranges, that are runaways or orphans. A number of years ago, when I first started donating to Covenant House and became a very active member of this, they what do you call it? The orphanage system, all the kids were thrown out on their asses at 18 years old, and so basically you had a choice. You're living on the streets, you become a prostitute or a drug dealer, and what are you going to do? You've got nobody taking care of you. That has now changed, thank God.
Right.
But Covenant House, if you look it up, is a massive organization, and I'm donating a building, an 18-unit building on 827 Crenshaw Boulevard in Los Angeles. So if you're going by, give a little love, blow a kiss, because that's going to help a lot of kids, break the cycle. And this is a transitioning home. These are kids that now have jobs, they have savings, and are living on their own for the first time. And so they become productive members of society. And that's important to me, because I don't believe that we should be drains on society, unless we need that safety net, and that's okay.
Right.
But we all need to work a little harder and give a little more. And we will overturn Terry versus Ohio because it's racist.
Yes, it is a racist law created for John Terry and for the Black Panthers, Jeff. And, when Jeff and I went over that timeline when he first funded it so that we could build the timeline in his office, we went down the history of institutional racism, and it's just jaw-dropping when you realize that most of the laws that are created that are ruining America are based on racist laws from the 40s, 50s, and 60s.
I actually cried when I saw that.
Yeah, it's funny. I broke down today, Jeff, because I was talking.
The work that Chille did, to find the answer to my question. Why the hell is this happening? And Terryview, Ohio is why it's happening. One of the things. And if you realize racism has only started to change a little bit over the last 10 or 20 years. So, I've certainly said, lots of crap in my life out of ignorance. Yeah. But fortunately, I read and I study and I look, and that's the only way you can get rid of ignorance.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And that's the whole thing. We can all learn, we can all grow, we can all become better people. And, Jeff Lloyd he is my Quan. He is my mentor. This guy, I look up to him in so many ways. The way he is with people. If you go to Jeff Lloyd's Facebook page, you'll just see donation of people he's donated money to who need funds and need help. He is one of the best people on earth. And because he's a rich white guy, he's targeted by so many people. It's disgusting. They see him as a way they can sue him to make money. They don't see him as an ally, as a way that we can build change together. And, Jeff, I want you to know with 400 people here, man, I want to thank you, dude. The only reason there's 400 people listening to me talk right now is because you gave me the avenue to get it done.
Well, and like I said, I know we can do a lot more. And with the next show that we're coming out with, I'm about ready to have some grand fortune in some of my businesses, and so we're gonna go all out on this. And but if you go to my Facebook page, you'll see my grandchildren and my children, and a lot of beauty. And I just got engaged again after 20 years.
Congratulations, Jeff.
Yeah, that's exciting. So
that is
my fiance is a beautiful jazz singer, and it's just absolutely lovely. So I couldn't be in a better spot. As far as love goes.
Wow, that's
maybe a little more money, but we all good,
We and speaking of money, Jeff, I think we met in 2015, and I think 7 years ago, and since 2015, through my fingertips have gone $250,000 of liquid cash that Jeff has invested in creating these 3 TV shows. The third one's coming out this holiday, and that's pretty amazing, Jeff. Why would you take such a risk with your finances?
It's not about the money. It's about what really needs to happen. We have to change this incarceration nation. It hurts me, man.
Sorry, dude.
Just hold on. It hurts me to see people thrown away for no reason. So hold on one second. No, I can't take it. So why are we spending $100 and something thousand a year per prisoner because of these fucking unions and everything else, throwing real people away? Put it into education. Not handouts, hand-ups. What are we doing? Are we stupid? Are we mean? Are we callous? Are we just too busy eating cheeseburgers? What the hell? We all have to go ahead and, we have to look at what's really going on, and we have to change it. And my thing with delete Lawz was to create a constituency, and you people are that constituency where we start to change and we start to share and we start to go against these laws. And mine was a very sneaky way of doing it, was basically going to get a whole bunch of people, millions of followers, to go ahead and delete stupid laws like women can't surf in California, or you can't walk down the wrong side of the street, or just stupid crap. Right. Because too many people are not willing to go ahead and give of themselves for something that means something, but they'll sign on for some bullshit. And so that was my approach. And so Chille and I deferred a little bit in his direct approach, and also Black Lives Matters and other movements, what have you, all came along at the same time, even though we were 2 or 3 years ahead of that of these movements. Yeah. But anger solves only a certain amount of things, and you need anger and you need controversy, but you also need love. Yeah. And you need people to go ahead and back it up. And that's what I stand for. And so I stand completely with Chille, even when he makes remarks I don't agree with.
Right. Sure. That's just Charlie barking. Sorry. And as far as hey buddy, as far stop. Charlie, leave him alone. So, and then as far as I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. We sat down in 2015, and Jeff told me his concept of D-Law, which is now called DeletelawZ. And then we went back and forth and back and forth. We made a couple of shows. I mean, Jeff and I, you think you guys have had fights with trolls. Jeff and I have had some knockdown, drag out fights where we almost one time came to fists, you know, and I had to leave because we had these creative disagreements. But at the end of the day, we align in the principles of liberty and freedom. And John Locke's philosophy, show me the education of a man and I'll show you how much character he has. And so we keep on throwing people in a dungeon and thinking they're going to get better in 5 or 10 years after you treat them terrible. And that's just not going to work.
It's not going to work, and it's not working, and it's all of our responsibilities, you know, to do what we can to change this. I mean, people being thrown away, put in solitary confinement for 50 years, that is the worst kind of abuse there is. People being, you know, put into environments where their safety is compromised, and they have nothing to learn, and I mean, and just being warehoused. Come on, man. What are we? You know, we're complaining about other countries and the way they treat people. Seriously?
Right.
We are horrible, and it's us that's allowing it.
You and I, that's right. And Jeff, you know, you're so spot on. You know, Trump said, look at China. Biden said, look at China. Look at us. Look at what we're doing. Look at how we're treating people here in this country. You know.
Right. I mean, you know, you have to realize that that's really just wrong. I mean, it's not wrong. It's actually sadistic. It's disgusting. It's immoral. You know, and I mean, and it's not what any, you know, I like that you finally said that you're not an atheist, Chille.
I'm not an atheist. I believe in God.
I'm not a card-carrying Christian myself, but I've never been considered myself an atheist.
Well, you know, and Jeff, and by the way, Jeff, I'm not sure if you've noticed, and I'm getting a lot of shit about it, but when I went back to California and spent a little time there, and Jeff and I sat down, he said, Chille, can you stop calling them pigs? You know, we got to get into the mainstream, and if you keep calling cops pigs, you're not going to get into the mainstream, and that means we don't get into the mainstream. And Jeff and I had this talk, and I'm trying to be more cordial and not call these guys pigs. And this is directly from Jeff, who has been my main supporter, my backbone in this whole venture. And so I'm not sure if you've noticed or not, Jeff, but the last few videos I put out, I'm not calling them pigs anymore unless I get really pissed off, and then I kind of snap. But
well, I haven't actually watched them. I've only watched like three videos, ironically, because, you know, I'm working my ass off all the time trying to make money to push everything forward.
Right, right.
You know, and I'm a full-time father, and I'm a fuller-time commercial real estate broker, and I'm you know, I have only literally, I work probably 15, 16 hours a day, 7 days a week. And it's not about money, it's because I have a lot of passions. It's about, you know, I'm making money to go ahead and try to make the world a better place, you know, for everybody, not just for my family, but for everybody. And I think we can do it. I really do. I believe that if we all learn a little bit, you know, and we all give a little bit, I'm going to say this to the people watching. Take a look at yourself and how much money did you donate to charity or what have you. You know, I'm not talking about some homeless guy on the street. I'm talking about a legitimate charity. You know, most people wouldn't even be able to say $100, I believe. And so, and I'm not watching this stream. I was trying to figure out how to get onto your stream thing, you know, because I'm kind of lame as far as you know, technology stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, take a look at what you've done and what you've given, and I'm telling you, every single dime that Chille's getting. And I saw some stupid remarks on this side thing, like you should donate all the money on your fight to charity or something. You know, you are the charity, Chille, because you're out there working tirelessly for everybody, and if you're gonna get your face bashed in, or maybe I hope you get this guy, but the size difference is huge. But I mean, you know, you live and you keep producing what you're doing, you know, and you progress along the way. So nobody has any right to tell you, you know, stuff like that. You get a little stronger backbone than I do on that stuff, because I just get angry, you know. I
know it. Well, Jeff, you know, everybody can look forward to the third installment of the video series that Jeff Lloyd and I have created called DeletelawZ, coming out this Christmas. You guys can look forward to seeing that. I've been working on it tirelessly. Every time I have 5 minutes, I just put something else. And then we shot that other segment at your house when I was there just a couple weeks ago, Jeff. And boy, I wish I'd grabbed that camper for my RV and put it on top. Dang, I really wish.
Yeah, bad. Well, it's here, and I'm not getting rid of it, and we'll install it when you get back here. But like I said, I should to be able to support you a lot more to finish that project up. And you'll see the progression in DeletelawZ. We try to, I'm kind of a very hard-spoken, Republican type of guy, and so a lot of people don't like when I give my opinions. But opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one, and everybody is one. And so, so you can go ahead and say something and then learn. So my fiance was a hard opponent against the overturn of Roe versus Wade, and I was actually for it. But I'll tell you only the reason why. So I don't want somebody killing my children, but I really don't have a right over women's reproductive systems, and so it's a non-winnable conversation.
Right.
So there's no way you can do it. And so understand that, when you're dealing with people, there's some conversations that cannot be won.
Right.
Overturning Terry versus Ohio can be won. So that's a fact. So, but everybody has their opinions. Doesn't make them a bad person that you have to bash all the way around just because they have one thing that you don't agree with.
Right.
And Rodney King, can't we all get along? No, not a chance, okay? But you might have received one too many blows to the head to say that one. But we can't, but what we can do is try a little more kindness, a little more understanding. And if you don't agree with somebody on some one thing, don't condemn them for everything. That's what we're doing to these people. We're throwing them in jail.
Right.
Understand, maybe they didn't come from the best background. What do you think? You said you've got somebody 20 years in the can for some stupid thing, which is ridiculous, the amount of time people are having to spend. But then you put them on the streets with nothing. It's not like they came from a good family to begin with. So what are they going to do? They have to make what they have to eat. So they have to steal. They have to do these things. All of this, every one of these changes has to create a new system.
Yes.
And this is a full-time thing.
Yes.
But all I'm doing here is trying to go ahead and say, let's get rid of 50,000 stupid laws that have no business filling up the books. Because if there's a dumb law, they're going to use it against you, and they've shown that time and time again.
Yeah. Yeah. And we're just waiting. Listen, right now, Jeff's closing a couple of deals. We're waiting on a deal to close. And as soon as that deal closes, we got a website coming up that is really cool. And this website's different than Transparency. This is the DeletelawZ website. That's Jeff's vision of creating a website that all around the country, people post up the dumb laws in their state, the statute, and then we go after each individual stupid law across the country. That's what we do. The website's going to cost about 30, 40 grand. So that's just what it costs to build this website.
Then also we'll take these dumb laws, and then we will make a TV show about it, and we will go ahead and have you in the show, the one that brought it up, discussing this, and we'll talk about how we're going to change this.
When he says you, he's talking about, so if you posted the dumb law in Kentucky that it's illegal to walk on the left side of the road after 6 p.m., right, then what we do, since you posted it and it got upvoted that many thousands of times, when we create the little mini TV show with little tiny segment, and this is all Jeff's ideas, by the way, these are none of my ideas. When we create that TV show, we bring you in who posted that dumb law in Kentucky that got 75,000 upvotes, and then we go after the law, we get the law removed, and then we have you on the show. Because you're the one who found that obscure, stupid law that should be deleted, because we have to go after the lowest hanging fruit, which are stupid laws. Like in California, you can't ride a bike in a swimming pool. Women can't surf. All these ridiculous laws that Jeff and I have looked up.
Dumb. There's no reason for them. And nobody should be able to go against that. But what that does, creating that constituency, then you can go after real laws that are really harmful, like Terry versus Ohio. So right. You need to go ahead and take the low-hanging fruit. I mean, that's the way the world really works.
Right.
Is take the low-hanging fruit and go from there. So if you want to know a little bit more about me, and please do not call me, because I'm literally working, like I said, 16-hour days, and I always have. And a lot of that is love-driven. Taking care of my kids, taking care of the charities I do, etc. But look up a movie on Amazon called Chasing the Horizon.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Go ahead, Jeff. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to mess up your plug. Go ahead.
Oh, no, that was it. I was just saying, look up a movie called Chasing the Horizon. It's on Amazon on Motor Trends. I think it's $1.99. So, whatever I get from that, I donate anyways.
Yeah.
But you'll get to know the character, and this is a character that I created. My childhood was horrific. I was beaten and raped. So, I mean, and And I watched my mother die in front of me from suicide. I mean, it was horrific. And I fortunately was able to read The Hobbit. And I saw this little guy going out there and fighting orcs and goblins and dragons, and at the end of the day having a beer with his friends and saying, you know what, it was an okay day, we're all together. And so I decided to live a life of fantasy. And that's how I was able to survive that kind of childhood. I escaped at 15 and I hitchhiked the country 5 times coast to coast, and I lived on the streets and I did all that stuff, but I decided to make my life the way I wanted it to be. And so, you know, even though there's lots of forces against you, you can be anything you want to be in America, including incarcerated for the rest of your fucking life for no reason, or becoming one of the richest people on earth, or becoming, you know, one of the richest people in love and happiness and things like that. And I'm a little bit of all of those things. So
wow.
Nobody's completely content, but the reality is that's who I am. So,
well, and just so you guys know, I'm gonna Jeff, I've been on for 2 hours. I'm gonna jump,
okay.
but right. Jeff, say goodbye to everybody. Anything else? His Instagram is JLloydSold, JLLOYDSOLD. That's his Instagram account. He has a Facebook account. You know, Jeff, you're gonna get trolls that come and attack you now. Just so you know.
Yeah, whatever. I don't care. So attack away. You know, there's a lot of stupid people in the world, including me. You know, so I don't really use Instagram or Facebook that much anymore because my drunk texting was getting me in some pretty big trouble. But I do look at them. So. And
you're engaged now.
You all for taking the time, huh?
You're engaged. You asked her to marry you.
I did ask her to marry me, and she said yes. So I called my 4th wife the Turkish millionaire, and I'm buying back the ring that I made for her. So
you're buying back the ring for your new love. Amazing. All right, Jeff. Everybody say goodbye to Jeff.
It took me a year to make that one, but okay.
Everybody say goodbye to Jeff fucking Lloyd.
I'm glad I at least you got to know me a little bit better and try to be kind.
Well, we have something coming up in the next few days, the next week or so, where Jeff's going to donate a computer. Don't say any names right now, Jeff, but Jeff is donating a computer to one of the subscribers here on the channel. He's got a couple computers that we're going to be donating out to people. One computer for sure, and so we're going to send that off, and we're going to have we're going to have him on live again when we do that. So thanks, Jeff, for donating. I appreciate you, man.
No problem. All right, guys, take care. Nice to talk to you.
Talk to you soon. Bye, Jeff. So everybody, that was Jeff fucking Lloyd right there. If somebody wants to put the Terry era into I'll put it in here. If you guys want to know who Jeff is, let me show you who he is. He is my mentor, and he has been my friend, and we have been up and down the road of difficulty together. When, you know, and just so you know, millionaires get broke too. I've been with Jeff when he's just flying high with millions and millions of dollars, and I've been with Jeff when we're out of money. We're just out of money, and we need more money. So I'm going to post the link for the Terry era. I'm going to put it into the chat right here, right now. I'm just trying to find it here real quick, and I'll put it in the chat so you guys can meet Jeff personally. There it is right there. 25,000 views, not too bad. For we just threw this up online. We had no idea what we were doing here, and I to be honest with you, I still kind of don't. I just throw everything up there and hope it works out. So here's the link for Jeff Lloyd's video. You guys do me a favor, stop fighting with Yoshi. Please stop fighting with him. Pretty please. They want us to be infighting over here. They want to create this. Stop fighting with Yoshi. Just stop. If he's a troll, he's a troll. If he's not, he's not. I've never said anything to this person that could disparage me or anybody in this movement. And so please stop fighting with Yoshi. Just let him be. Just let the person be. If he's an amazing troll who's befriending me and being nice at the same time he's a troll, that's fine. I don't give him any information about my personal life. So stop fighting with him. That's what they want. They want the fighting in the comments instead of focusing on the link I just put in the description here. Right here, which is Jeff Lloyd's video that he financed. Jeff Lloyd has financed 2 videos, and this is the 3rd one coming out this Christmas. So Jeff Lloyd, who is a rich white Republican who has always voted Republican, funded me, who's more liberal than Jeff is because I'm pro-choice. And so we just have a different alignments, but you guys, yeah, everybody stop The moderators, you guys listen, that's what they want. They want us to fight on this side. They want to create this unrest over here in the comment section. That's what they want. That's what they want to do. So don't do it. Don't do it. Don't give them the satisfaction. There's a 328, I think. So everybody hit the like button. Let's just get to 300 real quick. Let's just get to 300 real fast. Everybody hit the like button, please. There's 326 people and 263 likes. So everybody please hit the like button. I'm just gonna wait 1 second here. Let's get that because I have other things, believe it or not, I have other things I have to do tonight. There's no taking a day off from training. There's a giant over in Kentucky training to kill me on September 24th. I don't get to take days off. I don't get to just go, oh, I'll just have some extra chocolate. No, you guys can see my face. I'm a week with no sugar. So, but please don't fight amongst each other in the comment section. If you guys want to email me directly, AKA Frogmaster was unblocking people last time. I think it's the first time they've been a moderator. So they made a mistake. They were trying to follow up, but their fingers aren't as fast as yours because you've been modding for a while. But please, you guys, if you guys have a problem with another moderator, just email me. Everybody, I respond to everybody. Is there anybody here who's emailed me that I didn't respond to? Gloria, good to see you. Is there anybody here that's emailed me that I didn't respond? I get all the troll emails, I get all the troll text messages, I get all the supporters emails, all the supporters text messages. And thank you guys for supporting me. I appreciate it. I guarantee you that I will not stop. I guarantee it. I won't stop. And with guys like Jeff Lloyd's working on closing a multi-million-dollar deal. And as soon as that deal closes, oh God, I can't wait till I have another, chunk of funding where I have $100,000 or $200,000 in funding. So I'm not piecing together little bits, and the people here who send me $2, $5, $10, thank you. I got your Venmo, I got your Cash App, or I got your PayPal. Thank you so much. I don't want to spend a lot of time, fundraising. So that's why I'm literally out here doing the fighting work. I'm waiting for Jeff to close his multi-million-dollar deal so that we can have some legitimate funding. And then I'm going to head up to my friends in the Northeast and try to get $500,000 to finish out transparency properly so that we can actually have a real system to take on the Fraternal Order of Police. We have to have a rival system to take on the Fraternal Order of Police. And that's what Transparency app actually does. But I'm not going to get into it too much any further, okay? So it is coming, guys. We're at 275 likes. Is there really 50 people, 25 people here who have not hit the like button yet? Just hit it. I mean, it becomes like this OCD thing where you just want to get this done. Anyway, listen, I've got to get the flock out of here. There are tons and tons of people who have come by to say hello. Thank you guys for the support. Quick shout out to my friend Jeff. Thank you, Jeff. Isaiah. Thank you, Isaiah. I appreciate it. Thank you for the support. It really means an absolute ton to me. Daniel, thank you so much for your support. God bless you, Daniel. I appreciate you. Rachel, thank you. I appreciate it. My friend P, I'm only going to say the first letter P. Thank you. I appreciate it. Chad, Deborah, thank you so much. Vicky, thank you. I appreciate your support. I just want to, my buddy Jim in the Midwest, miss you, brother. I hope that you're okay. Everybody throw up a prayer for my friend Jim. Make sure he's able to beat that COVID. Jim, we're all praying for you. I hope that you're okay. And thank you for your support as we've gone down this very long, hard road. I just want to read off a couple more names here of people who have come in and helped me out right now when I've been pretty far down. I'm pretty far down, but I'm coming back up, and I'm not going to stop under any circumstances. So, Daryl, thank you. I appreciate you. Lee, thank you. Thank you for your support. I appreciate it. And some of these are, $1, $2. Greg, always thank you for the support. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. So it's just a humbling thing to look at this and experience this. Daryl, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Gab, thank you. Gab, grab the coffee. Thank you. I appreciate it. Anyway, so, real quick question for you guys. I just saw it scroll across here. If you guys can just type this in here. We don't stop. Just type that in there for me. Just we don't stop. We don't stop. We don't stop. We don't stop. You guys just heard a guy who's put $250,000 through my fingertips. You know, every single dime that Jeff Lloyd gave me, I spent on this. Every single penny. Every penny. Because Jeff Lloyd is a mensch. I couldn't imagine ever feeling like I had slighted this man who has just dedicated his heart and soul to change. Thank you, BC Transparency. God bless you, dude. I appreciate that. Thank you. You know, we don't stop. And it's guys like Jeff, like Gab, like Lee, like Jeff, like Felipe, like Isaiah, like Daryl. I mean, like these people. My friend Marcus at over at KNRW Radio. Is everybody subscribed to Marcus at KNRW Radio? So throw up some prayers for Marcus. He's still battling that Parkinson's. Everybody say a prayer for Marcus, if you would, please, at KNRW Radio. I appreciate that. Brian, Matthew, dude. Matthew, thank you, dude. Thank you. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you guys. So Oz, good to see you, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. I just want to say thank you to everybody. Rich, thank you guys. All you guys who super chatted, I appreciate it. Thank you. And now I'm going to go train like a wild ninja. I'm going to go train for 2 hours straight as hard as I possibly can so that tomorrow when I have a link for the fight, tomorrow, remember, spread the word. Tomorrow I have a link for 100 tickets in Ashland, Kentucky. I'll have a link for 100 tickets tomorrow. If you want to buy your ticket to the fight, make sure that you guys, thank you, Todd. I'm going to connect Todd to my buddy for the website stuff. And thank you, Linda. Thank you for the support. Jeebus Crisp. Hey, Jeebus, let me text you that. I don't want people to know our personal business. Hey, Mike, ... I'm live right now promoting ... I will have that fight contract into you tomorrow by noon. So that's Mike Sark. He just said, hey, I need the fight contract by this. And I said, okay, no problem. I'll have the fight contract. So for now, all you people who are worried about me signing a fight contract, I have to have it in. That's 10 a.m. Colorado time, noon time, Ohio time. And that is to Mike. Make sure you guys go over to Nightmare Promotions on Facebook. Everybody, please go over to Nightmare Promotions on Facebook. It's Nightmare Promotions on Facebook, and like his page. Subscribe to his page. He wants subscribers too. He wants people to like his page. You want that. So the 100 trolls who are in here, hey, there's the guy who's with you guys. So go over and like his page and subscribe to his page on Facebook. All right, I'm gonna get the flock out of here. I've been on here for 2 hours straight. So Dog Creek, thank you, brother. I appreciate your support. I appreciate you, Dog Creek. It means a lot to me. Jeebus, text me, Jeebus, and let me know if that worked out, the thing we just did. You should have gotten that by now. It should have worked out. Angel Frogmaster, I re-added you as a mod, Angel, and I'm going to get the flock out of here. My housemates are coming in. I got to go, guys. Thanks for coming by. God bless you. God bless the United States. And just remember one thing. We don't stop. We don't stop. I just didn't want my housemate to get caught on camera there. So thanks you guys for coming by. I super appreciate it. Witch on Fire, Jack Connors, Magnum Pig Hunter, thank you. Michelle, thanks for coming by. Pandyland, God bless you. Yoshi Long, I've added Yoshi as a moderator. He is not Yoshi Taco, and if he is, it doesn't matter. I check the block list. I check my data every day, so he can't do anything wrong to me. He can't. So don't fight with him. Mods, stop fighting in the chat. Pretty please with cherries and sugar on top. We have a bigger mission. Frickin' Media, you guys. Oh, Frickin' Media is in the room, everybody. I saw him earlier when Jeff Lloyd was talking. I don't want to interrupt Jeff, but Frickin' Media this guy is a true freedom fighter. If you guys are not subscribed to Frickin' Media, please get over there and subscribe to Frickin' Media. FRICIN Frickin' Media, if you would, please. Everybody subscribe to Frickin' Media. Brian, good to see you. Launchpad. All right, I'm out of here. All my members, thank you for coming. God bless you. God bless the United States. And just remember, we don't stop. Under any circumstances, under any conditions, we never stop. All right, I'll see you guys on the next one. Golden State fan, I'll see you on the next one. Thank you, brother. See you guys on the next one. I'm out of here. Later, Tim.